This video is made for adult collectors because you know how impulse purchases aren't exactly a good thing for you to do, right? I don't regret buying this, but this was an impulse purchase yesterday. Yeah, oops. You know what's really funny? Here's my Onslaught, right? You know, here he is, here's the box. Here's a second Onslaught. He's in here. It's in the box. This is not for me. This is for a friend from England because for some reason he doesn't come out in England until like, I want to say September, October, something really late like that. So I have a second one here. I wasn't going to post this video till Friday, but people keep asking for it, so Wednesday it is. The first of 2 Commander class figures for Generations this year, because Studio Series got the Titan. And what a Commander class. It's another frame combiner torso, and it's not without some strange choices, but I still really like it, more so than Silverbolt, honestly. And I have, like, no major issues with the truck mode. Yes, I'm starting in truck mode. This was purchased at CMD store. Here's the box, not sponsored. I'm starting in truck because, like I always do when I start the vehicle modes, it's just gonna make the video flow way better. But this is exactly what I'd want from an Onslaught. It hits the nail on the head almost perfectly. The only visual thing I don't like is that the hands are just poking out the side there. I feel like as a commander, they could have probably cleaned that up a little bit just with some sort of covering panel, but it's a big, menacing, hulking behemoth. Like the truck trailer combo is longer than Armada Optimus Prime. I also adore this shade of dark blue with the army green. The platform at the back is large enough to accommodate most Voyagers, just don't expect to get a Seeker on there. But I love the great texture on the top, giving it that sort of industrial look. It would have been nice if they had painted that stuff silver, but it looks like it's palm or whatever, so I guess that's out of the question. Speaking of silver though, the cannons are nice. They are a bit stubby, but they are on 5mm pegs, so you can just like 3D print extenders if you want. But the turret itself can rotate all the way around using the combined mode's waist joint, and the guns can go up and down, though it's a wee bit awkward because they move on like this strange hinge for combined mode. But honestly, I was expecting them to omit this feature entirely, so I'm glad it's even there. Under regular house lighting, you can kind of see the difference between the palm and the ABS plastic. It's not annoying to me, it's just something I noticed and I figured I'd point it out. One thing I do wish is that the trailer hitch clipped on a bit stronger. It doesn't, it just sort of rests there and can be knocked out pretty easily. But enough about the trailer. The actual truck is a bit flat. I'm mostly okay with how squat it is, but yeah, part of me wishes the cab section was just a teeny bit taller. Otherwise, no complaints. I like how the grille looks like 2 fists at the front to mimic the G1 Onslaught. The side profile can be a teeny bit messy, but it doesn't personally bother me, and it's a dense truck. Same with the trailer. They went all out on the plastic and everything sits very satisfyingly in place. Yeah, I think that's what makes me like this set more than Menace or Superion. It feels more satisfying to mess with and to like just feel in your hands. But enough about the alt mode. Let's get into the bits people actually want to see. Me throwing him in the pool. No, I'm not gonna do that. Don't worry. Robot mode. All right, so in typical Commander fashion, the front, well, typical Commander Combiner fashion, the front becomes the robot. This becomes like a battle platform. But unlike the last two, this one actually becomes a battle platform that I think looks like a battle platform, not like just a mess of limbs in a turret or wall. So the first thing we're gonna do with the trailer here is you want to take this entire green chunk out from underneath. It's pegged in very well. You get that out. Then we're going to bring this section up, fold the trailer hitch in on itself, and it's gonna clip in to the, come on, clip into the back. Clip, there we go. Once it's clipped in, you rotate this around 180 degrees. You wanna bring these panels down. Then you wanna fold it forward at the knee. And there you have like the little ramp section with the turret. Then you take the arm sections, you split them, and you just peg them in to the side. That's the wrong way. You peg them in this way. They're gonna peg into both this peg and that tab. So get that into there. And that's the battle platform done. And the reason why I like this one so much more is because it has a ramp and it actually interacts with other figures. Like you can put Brawl here still. I think that's really cool. But then we get to Onslaught, and he's actually quite easy. I like how simple he is to transform. So the first thing you want to do is open these panels up here and then fold these little green bits in, which as far as I'm aware, don't really do anything other than add some detail. But then you take these legs and you straighten them out, close up the back sections, flip down the feet, and flip out the heels, very similar to Silverbolt, and then split the legs. Then we get to the arms, and this part's a little bit weird just because there's like a tab in here and a tab at the front. So you want to take it and rotate it out like this to bring it out here. There's that tab that goes into that slot there. And when you're going back into place, you want to get that pegged in first. So you come in here, you peg that in first, and then you can peg the top in. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So once you get both of those out, we're going to rotate the shoulders down, straighten out the arms. Yeah. Rotate the biceps 180 degrees, flip out the fists, flip out the fist. There it is. Then you take this entire back section, you bring it back a little bit, you bring the head forward, and then you bring it back all the way. There's the Bruticus head. You want to take these cannons and rotate them 180 degrees around. Then you take this entire assembly here and you bring it down like this and accordion it into place. Fold this up, close the head, bring this around. This will latch together and hold everything in place. And there he is. He's all done. Very simple. I like doing that back and forth. It's just enough to keep it interesting, but not too much that it's like annoying to transform. I found Motor Master to be a tiny bit annoying to transform. This is not. I like this a lot. How have I misplaced an entire Superion? Where did he go? Oh, there he is. It's okay. I found him. He's alive. I wish these wheel chunks rotated. That's like my biggest issue with this entire thing is they don't, and they get in the way of the arm articulation in, well, not a frustrating way, but in an annoying way. Everything else I like. I want to talk about the head first. The visor pops so damn well. Like, so damn well. It's so bright, but not too bright. It also doesn't detract from any of the other features of the face. Sure, it's the most eye-catching part, but it blends well with the rest, even like that silver mouth plate and stuff. He has the same sort of feet as Silverbolt because they are the attachment points for the combiner shoulders, and they're just sturdy-ass rectangles that Whoa. Okay. Hiccup, thank you. And visually, just like Silverbolt, they look a bit out of place here, but because the rest of him is pretty square, they don't look nearly as out of place as they did on Silverbolt. I really like the molding on the chest. The way they shaped it is so simple yet effective, and while he does have a backpack, it compresses well enough that it looks fine from any angle, but he doesn't come with a gun. I did talk to someone about that though. So Mark worked on this, not Evan, but I don't know Mark like I know Evan. Plus, when I was asking, Mark was on paternity leave, so I was definitely not gonna bug him about this. But Evan works on Studio Series, so not this figure. And obviously he wasn't gonna know fully, and yeah, to no one's surprise, he didn't know. He didn't work on the figure, which is fine. He did suggest that it might be a parts count thing. The entire figure is done differently from the other Commander torsos, and given how dense the plastic is and how much this thing moves around and such, I can kind of see that, but at the end of the day, he has nothing to do, and I would like a gun. Well, that's kind of half true. He doesn't have nothing to do. He comes with a battle station after all, and he looks fantastic with the other Combaticons. God, why does Swindle have to not release until October? Articulation is nice though. The head is on a ball joint, so you got a very nice tilt and a lot of rotation. The shoulders can rotate a full 360 degrees, and they can go out on two separate joints. There is a bicep swivel and the panel on the arm that gets in the way when the elbow is bent when you try to rotate it. That's annoying. Plus, when you use the bicep swivel, because of that shape, the elbow doesn't bend the full 90 degrees at any other angle. It's weird. Nothing at the wrist. He does have a waist joint, hip skirts that allow the hips to move forward, back, in, and out, thigh rotation, over 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and then the ankles can go forward and back and tilt. It's a pretty posable thing apart from the lower arms being stupid, but again, he comes with nothing, so I feel less incentivized to pose him around, if that makes any sense. Now, like I normally do with modern combiners, I'll save the whole how to transform this into combine mode and all that when all the members come out. But I'm not gonna leave this video without actually showing you the combine mode. Here it is, and oh yeah, that is super nice. I remember the pictures made him look a little bit stubby, but in person it's a lot nicer. I'm also a big fan of the trend people have been doing on social media where they're just shoving whatever into the leg in place of Swindle, because we don't have Swindle yet. It's very funny. Also, Brawl's guns plug into Blastoff's thrusters. Oh, speaking of Brawl, because they put Brawl on the front, this looks so much nicer than like Superion, and I like Superion. I just wasn't a big fan of the big rectangular stompers he has. Same with Menace, and here with Brawl in the front, it gives it more shaping. This offers a bit more variety to the traditional frame combiner, and honestly, I'd prefer if they keep doing this. I like this set a lot. It is definitely a fun like little grab, even if you don't plan on completing Bruticus. Onslaught's just really nice on his own with the battle platform, and you still technically get a full combiner guy just without the little bits to cover the frame, so you know, big toy if you want. But that's been my look at Age of the Prime's Onslaught. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.